The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are for information purposes only. The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are not intended to replace professional medical, psychological, legal, or investment advice. It is the intention of the author of the Sun Sign News that the daily horoscopes be used in conjunction with one's own common sense and, if warranted, the advisement of a professional and licensed physician, psychologist, attorney, or investment advisor. Welcome to another edition of the Sun Sign News. Today's horoscopic reading is for Saturday, July 15th, 2023. Calculated for sunrise, Eastern Standard Time, and beginning with the sign currently occupied by the sun, Cancer. At work or in the practice of your profession, the day's influences can leave you feeling undermined and even depressed. Remember that this is a quickly passing stellar influence. Financial matters are a different story, and money spent on your home or for family today can be considered fortunate. As far as the potential for romance is concerned, well, your own grumpy or sad mood can put a damper on things. Lastly, the morning and up until about early afternoon looks like a time of less than star performance in athletic pursuits, but things greatly improve in the late afternoon and into the evening. Still, you'll be wise to guard against injuries, particularly to your feet. Leo. At work or in the practice of your profession, overcoming obstacles is kind of your thing today. Money matters are favorable, and you should be capable of wise decisions on both purchasing and investing. Matters involving intimate relationships look good throughout the day, but an evening at home might prove to be ideal. Your potential athletic performance can be considered lackluster from morning until about 6 o'clock p.m., at which time your potential performance builds in power and agility. Virgo. Overall, this can be considered a superpowered day for you in career matters. About the only thing that can derail that is your losing focus on what is truly practical in favor of some unrealistic ideal. Financial matters are favorable throughout the day. In terms of intimate relationships, according to today's stellar influences, how things play out today will be mostly up to you. Some sort of big production-type public venue looks like the best hunting grounds for single Virgos tonight. If involved in sports, your overall performance throughout the day should be quite good, but from morning until noon you will be more towards your peak. Libra. Whether employed or self-employed, you should be able to hit your goals and your efforts should earn you some recognition, although it looks like you might be carrying it all yourself, as the stars indicate that coworkers or employees, as the case may be, are not likely to be of much help. Money matters are not particularly favorable today, although the evening is more fortunate than the earlier part of the day. The same can be said about romance, that is, not particularly favorable, but improved in the evening. Athletic pursuits, on the other hand, look very fortunate, and that begins in the morning and lasts through the night. Scorpio. If in business, this could prove to be a day when you make some valuable new contacts. If employed, you could be feeling as though coworkers are not carrying their fair share of the load, and this could lead to your blowing a fuse and making a scene. Is there value in making a scene? Not under these stellar influences. In money matters, it would be unwise to take on any new debt today. Romance looks good for your sign throughout the day, but the morning up until about noon is likely the best part. If involved in sports, we're not seeing record-breaking peak performance under these planetary influences, but we are seeing solid potential. The early part of the day should be better for team sports. Sagittarius. Usually, it's professors, scientists, and attorneys who benefit most from today's planetary influences upon your sign. But combined with other stellar influences, the potential career benefits are shared with all Sagittarians, no matter what line of work they're in. So don't waste it. Use your brain, write down your good ideas. It's also likely that you'll have to make an effort to remain focused. Money matters have not improved since yesterday, and we continue to advise you to be very cautious with any unnecessary spending. Our forecast for romance for your sign should put a smile on your face. We believe that today's stellar influences, from morning and into the late hours of night, almost promise a day of interpersonal intensity combined with fun, play, and adventure. Single archers on the hunt have the potential to make serious romantic connections at cultural events, festivals, and outdoor places emphasizing cuisine. Lastly, if involved in athletic pursuits, you should prove to be a very strong competitor today and will likely earn some bragging rights by the end of the day. Capricorn. Whether you are employed or self-employed, today is a power day for your sign. If you're a manager, then the results of group efforts should add to your credibility and reputation. Money matters continue to show some restrictions, but from morning through noon you should have some luck on your side. In regards to romantic matters, well, the day should prove to be exceptional. Cultural and music events should prove to be the best places for single Capricorns to connect with new romantic prospects. If involved in competitive sports, we're forecasting your sign leaving the other players or team in tears. Enjoy! Aquarius. If working or practicing your profession today, the prevailing stellar influences indicate the potential for you to be periodically pissed off by either higher-ups or clients, as the case may be. Money matters are not any more favorable than career issues. However, romance has great potential throughout the day and into the late hours of the night. Single water bearers should keep an eye out for new romantic prospects in the workplace or in the course of work-related travels. Your sign's athletic potential for today is well above average, and this potential increases around sunset. Pisces. If employed, it looks like another one of those days when you'll be required to put in some sort of Herculean effort, and yet not a soul will notice your monumental efforts. As they say, you can't win them all. If self-employed or practicing a profession, it looks like a key employee could be out sick or playing hooky, and the juggling of personnel may be required. Money matters should be regarded as generally unfortunate today, but the ability to collect on old debts has some favorable influence upon it, especially from morning up until about noon. Now, on the matter of intimate relationships, all we can state here is that no matter how crappy the rest of your day is, this should make up for it all. For the single Pisces, local resorts, waterfront activities, and places like amusement parks should prove to be the best hunting grounds for new romantic connections. In sports, you should have pretty good performance all day, but beginning around 6 o'clock p.m., your performance should increase considerably. Aries. In regards to career matters, about all we can state here is that today should be less aggravating than some of the days you've had recently. Your ability to tackle the toughest jobs is there. You can even count on support from your coworkers today. But that whole cosmic restriction over career matters thing persists. Hang in there. Today's stellar influences over your money matters shows a marked improvement, and we see no specific restrictions. Romance is even better. While morning could bring the most passionate encounters, the evening still looks pretty good. Single rams on the hunt could make a new romantic connection somewhere close to home. Sports is another thing, though. While we're not seeing a poor performance in your future, neither are we seeing one that is anything to brag about either. Taurus. Don't feel singled out. Yours is not the only sign that the cosmos is currently sticking it to on career matters. For today, flexibility is the key. At least money matters are going your way. According to the stars, today both purchasing and investing can be considered fortunate, and you should have some luck on your side from early morning through the noon hour. Intimate relationships can be considered fortunate today, and single Taurians could make a really hot romantic contact at a local watering hole or through an introduction made by neighbors or siblings. In athletic pursuits, if you're just out to have some fun, everything should go well. But if you're involved in some sort of serious competition, you may have to push yourself really hard just to keep up. In this regard, the morning is better for your sign than the evening. Gemini. In career matters, communication and the use of technology, as well as financial decisions, can be considered favorable today. Personal finances are under favorable stellar influences today too, and the early part of the day can bring a little luck. In matters of romance, a morning date is probably going to yield better results than evening activities. Tonight, single Geminis can potentially make a new acquaintance through friends. Potential athletic performance for today mirrors your romantic conditions. That is, the morning is the better part of the day for these activities. If you have enjoyed the audio version of the Sun Sign News, we ask that you give us a thumbs up and even subscribe to this channel if you are so inclined. That will help keep us on the air and delivering a daily dose of cynicism and sarcasm wrapped in a supercharged daily sun sign horoscope. And remember, don't blame us.